Hi, welcome. Thank you for participating to this presentation. I have Maddie Olson with me, our marketing manager, and she's going to make sure that the presentation is recorded. And let's start. I've received a lot of questions about buying a home in this shifting market. Is it still possible? And the answer is yes, you can do it. And I wanted to cover a few strategies to becoming successful homeowners, some hopefully golden nuggets of information that you can share with your friends and family or use yourself if you are in the market to purchase. We will cover interest rates, which are higher right now, but what does that mean for buyers? We will talk about seller contributions and what does that mean as well for buyers and sellers. And also we'll touch upon some professional insights that can be of help. So higher interest rates and what it means with respect to the competition is, in one word, it means less competitions because fewer buyers are able to qualify for loans. So less competition is an opportunity. And that means that there are fewer or no multiple offer situations. So again, that is an advantage. Also, sorry, my screen seems to have frozen. Buyers may be able to buy at a discount. It's definitely still a seller's market. Inventory is still lower, so there are more buyers than sellers, but we are seeing some kind of willingness on the part of sellers to buy at a discount. So that's another opportunity. And at the same time, I've seen in some of my recent negotiations that we are able to sometimes negotiate concessions for our buyer clients, and that's positive as well. So this in a nutshell is what it means to be working in a higher interest rate environment. For example, the buyers that remain in the market have a higher chance of succeeding because the asking price is not driven up by the competing offers. We just talked about that earlier. That also means that you don't need anymore, that seems to be a standard thinking that you need to put 20% down to purchase a home, but that's really not the case. Homes are selling at about 0.5% less than asking. This is a figure from October 2022, which is the last month we had a full sort of inventory picture for the market. So that is also another opportunity. And then sellers are also likely to help with credits because homes are remaining on the market longer. The day on the market was 35 days in October 22, which is substantially higher. So again, that means that sellers may be willing to help buyers with credit towards the lower rate, or also offer credits to make some repairs. So in terms of seller contributions, we have permanent buy down and temporary buy down. Some sellers are basically interested in offering some contributions because the market has shifted. And for those buyers who are having to lock in a high interest rate, they have an opportunity to refinance once the interest rates are lower again. So what is a permanent buy down? One example is my clients, Chris and Deborah, are pre-approved for a purchase price of $850,000 with a 10% down payment. If they were to use the current interest rate of it's hovering around 7% or a little less, their monthly payment would be roughly $5,000 per month. But using their permanent buy down strategy, they can get that interest rate down to 5.875, which equals $4,500 roughly per month. And this is being able to take advantage of a seller credit of $23,000. So In the end, Chris and Deborah are really happy to have this option because it means that they are saving $564 monthly, which actually equals to roughly $6,700 a year. In addition to a permanent buy down, there's also a temporary buy down. And this is another set of clients of mine. They bought a house actually back in December of 2022. The sale price was $665,000. They had 10% down. They used a 2-1 buy down. So the interest rates would have been 6.875 at that point. Their payments would have been $4,500 roughly per month. But using the temporary buy down, the 2-1, they were able to take advantage of an interest rate of 4.875, which is $3,600 roughly per month in their payments in year one. And then in year two, the interest rate increases a little bit to 5.8, which will make their payment around $4,000 per month. So that equaled a seller credit of approximately $16,000. And Ilaria and Simone are really happy to have chosen this option. They're basically saving $879 right now in their monthly payment. This is the year one. They'll save a little bit less, $450, next year in year two. But that's, it's over $10,000 saving for the first year and $5,000 for the second. And basically, the plan is for them to refinance, hopefully at the end of this year. Maybe they won't even have to do the payments of in year two. So that's a really good strategy. And that's an example of a first-time home buyer who was able to take advantage of it. Lawrence Yun is the chief economist of the National Association of Realtors, and he's been pretty accurate with his predictions. And he says interest rates are expected to decrease to about 5.5% in 2023. I think roughly, the expectation is that would happen in either third or fourth quarter. So that's a good idea. It's a good idea to refinance. Refinance basically means getting a new loan, starting over again once the rates are lower, which saves money in the long term. For example, if someone had a loan for $850,000 sale price at 7%, they would be paying $5,000 roughly a month. But then refinance it at a 5.5 interest rate, which is what Lawrence believes is likely to happen in 2023, would bring that payment back down to $4,300 roughly per month. So that's a big difference. In terms of interest rates, they can be fixed or adjustable. So choosing a loan that fits your need is key. One of the important factors to consider is what type of loan is good. So what are you paying for the money that you obtain? Is that money that you're paying on an adjustable loan, or is it fixed, or adjustable interest rate, or is it fixed? Does it vary? And adjustable interest rates have become more popular recently because the rates are high, and some buyers are taking advantage of the adjustable interest rates now, and with the plan of refinancing in the future. The fixed rate remains the same for the life of the loan, and usually it's 30 or 15 years. And the adjustable one instead varies based on the current index plus the fixed margin. So once the rate is lower, that's the reason why buyers take advantage of the adjustable loan now. It's because the rates are lower now, and then they plan to refinance, like I mentioned later on. So in terms of professional insights, it's really important to work with a realtor that has a good pulse on the market and can offer off-market listings, because that helps take advantage of not dealing with the competition. So one of those options is looking at coming soon. Another one is off-market listings or homes that were never even listed in the first place. And then There's also the option of doing custom searches in a specific target area. So coming soon are listings that are either scheduled for the market and they're not ready yet. I'm able to present to my buyers listings that are they're still in the works, and they're either a few weeks or a few months out from coming on the market and being listed. Of course, the advantage is that we are the first to see them. We are the first to have an option to, write an offer or not. And this happens while the sellers sometimes are still working on decluttering and updating the home. And sometimes the home is it's not in a wonderful showing condition, but I think that those are opportunities, that buyers can take advantage of and be successful. So it's definitely a plus. And again, this is an opportunity to make an offer before the home goes on the market. And I've actually been successful with this in the last 4 months, twice with 2 different clients. So I know it works. It's definitely a positive strategy. Off market, never listed. Well, sometimes sellers would rather not have to deal with open houses and showings, having to keep their home in tip-top shape. And so they decide to sell the home completely off market. There is no public marketing at all, but I am aware of some of these opportunities and I'm able to share them with my clients. And therefore, it's up to you to decide if you're ready to take advantage of the opportunity and pounce on the home that works for the buyer. Custom search in a specific target area. Sometimes I have buyers that are really interested in living on a specific street, a specific neighborhood, maybe even a specific complex. So I am able to target those areas, those specific target markets, and target the owners of the homes and ask them if they're interested perhaps in selling their home to my clients. So this strategy is a little more time consuming. It typically involves asking more than once. There are different things that I do to reach out to the homeowners, but it has proven successful in the past. And again, it's one way to secure a home without having to deal with competition. And sometimes it's also a way to secure the home at a lower price point. So then again, if you're ready to take advantage, contact me. I'm ready to answer any questions that you may have. Let's see, I have something in the chat box. So is someone's credit score a factor that affects taking advantage of the lower rates? So yes, I would definitely refer you to your lender, or if you don't have a lender, I have contacts with very efficient, reputable lenders in our market that can explain that. I can double check the credit score and pull it in a way that doesn't affect your overall credit. But yes, I know every individual person's credit score will affect the person's financial situation. So that is a factor that does need to be taken into account. Another question I have is, what do you recommend the buyer should do first to see if they can succeed in this market? Well, I think first of all, they would have to talk to me or another reputable realtor. And then the first step would likely be to get a good picture of their financial situation. So check with their lender and get a good sense of what the buyer can afford in terms of purchase price, down payment. The strength of an offer, it really depends on a lot of different factors. It's not just the purchase price. The size of the down payment is a factor as well. So I would say talk to the realtor, talk to the lender, and then come up with a plan to achieve the objective. Another question is, I didn't know a home could be sold off market. Doesn't it need to be listed at all to be sold? No, homes can be sold absolutely completely off market. Sometimes that happens between family members. They can be simply transferred, or it could be different entities that sell without marketing the home at all. Often those sales are reported back on publicly as sales that have already happened, but no, not at all. They do not need to be sold publicly. So that's something interesting to know. What is a typical down payment if it's not always 20%? Okay, great question. 20% is sort of a ceiling. It's a preferred down payment amount, but actually the higher the down payment, generally the stronger the offer. 20% is also what is the ceiling for avoiding a private mortgage insurance payment, which is an additional payment on a loan that lenders require. So under 20%, I believe in most cases, maybe not all, the PMI is required. But there are all sorts of programs where 20% is not required. As someone can buy a home 10%, 5%. And again, I would refer anyone to a qualified lender to answer that question specifically, but for sure 20%. It may be more common, but it's definitely not needed and it's not the norm. What do I do first if I'm trying to buy a new home and sell my current home at the same time? Oh, that's another one. That's another one. Great question. It's a bit of a long answer, but I'll make it short. In my opinion, the best thing to do is to try to get the current home ready for the market as much as possible. So any updates that need to be done for it, or any inspections, any work that needs to be done to the home should be done upfront, so that when let's say I'm helping this client sell and buy, once we go out and look at properties to purchase, we find the one that is that is going to work. We are able to put quickly the current home on the market, and we're not in a situation where we're hopefully having to present an offer that is contingent on the sale. We might be lucky enough to put the current home on the market and have it already in escrow, already in contract, and that's it's a preferred position to be in when trying to sell and buy. And who knows, maybe we're able to sell concurrently at the same time as we're buying. So 2 escrows going at the same time. So wonderful questions. I see Jean is on the call. Jean, do you have a question, or did you want to ask something?
No, this is all great information. It was very good. You nailed it in terms of the information about the temporary buy down, the permanent buy down, the different strategies. But the adjustable rate mortgage, that is definitely something that's is more popular today than it was, a year ago. So that's definitely a way to keep your interest rate and your payment down if that's the route you want to go.
Yeah, and of course, Jean Adams is with Cross Country Mortgage. She is wonderful. I work with her a lot, and I absolutely recommend her to anyone who has any questions on this call. Jean, can you share your phone number,
Sure.
email address?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
There I am. And I will go ahead and share my information here.
All right. Wonderful. Well, thank you. Maddie, do we have any other questions, or
No, that was all of them. So thank you so much.
All right. Well, wonderful. Thank you everyone for participating, and definitely feel free to reach out. Here's my information, and reach out to Jean with any questions regarding lending. And here's Jean's contact info. And thanks again for participating, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.